Hi, everyone, and welcome to Remodeling Unscripted. This week's podcast, I'm going to talk about a recent once-in-a-lifetime trip that my wife and I took. If you're watching the video, you can see these beautiful views of valleys where we had an opportunity to visit Italy, and we went to Tuscany and saw this gorgeous, gorgeous place. But I'm going to talk about the remodel aspect of it and the history of it, because if you're also watching the video now, you're seeing pictures of this torn down, run down, dilapidated structure. And there was a couple, a man and a woman, who had a vision for this place that had these beautiful views, and they created this little inn with their home and turned it into their home and added 5 additional rooms, and now they host people to stay with them when they come to Tuscany. How my wife found this, I don't know. We walked down a country road to get to this place from a famous little town, and it's gorgeous. But this home, I'm showing video of it because it's just like a time capsule, and yet everything that was done and recreated was done to match the period. And when we think about what we try to do on the remodel side, we're trying to make something look as though it has always been there, and that's exactly what they did on this particular project. There were elements of this home that were 500 years old. There were elements of it that were 250 years old. There were elements of it that were 150 years old. And everything they did it in a manner to make it seem as though that it was period specific and done, originally constructed. In the video, I'm walking into the room that we stayed in, and it's just this quaint little room with really cool beams. But the level of detail that they went to try to replicate the original brick floors, yet they were able to put lights into the flooring to create lighting on an accent stone wall in the space that was relatively original to the building. Just phenomenal. And then when we would go into these towns, and I've got a little video running right now of these towns that were built, this particular town, I'm in a town square, and it was built in the 15s and 1600s. And it was all like just the character of the space, and the fact that everything is still remaining in great shape is just so impressive. Right now in the video, I'm literally showing a floor that somebody made by taking wine barrels from the wineries in Tuscany and turning the wine barrel staves on their side and creating this gorgeous wood floor. Just the intricate detail and the time that they take to create these elements is just one of a kind, and just a really interesting element of our trip. And then now in the video, if you're watching, I'm showing a winery in a cave in Montepulciano where they built this cathedral of a winery, and the ceilings are so tall, and there are arches, and these were things that were done hundreds and hundreds of years ago. But the time and the effort that it took to create this is just something that we can't even comprehend. You know, we get into doing the things that we do today with modern technology, and we think that something is difficult. And these people were figuring out how they could create stairways, and there were 77 steps that led down to this cave, to this underground winery today. And it was all so they could get the mules to carry the equipment and to carry the materials that they needed down. And in the video right now, I'm showing this well in the lowest part of this cave, in the lowest part of this winery, that they trace back to like 12 to 1300 in terms of the year that it was built. And they were finding ways to funnel water and protect their most precious resource. You know, I hesitate to share elements of this trip in a video because I don't want it to come across the wrong way. We were very blessed, had a wonderful time, and I was just so impressed by the care and the character of the elements of these projects and the things that they've done, that they just struck me. And those are things that we wouldn't have the ability to see in our local environment here necessarily. And I just felt like it needed to be shared, and respected and appreciated. And And I just don't think we should ever take for granted the talents of people and the efforts that go into projects of any type, any place, anywhere.